All right. Hopefully, I'll be able to pronounce this guy's name that I want to ask Coach Carbery about. But Coach Carbery joins us. Spencer Carbery, head coach of the Capitals, presented by the Centers for Advanced Orthopedics. More location, more advanced care centered around one thing. You visit CFAortho.com. Hey, Coach.
Good morning, guys.
So, Coach, you were talking in your presser yesterday about this 19-year-old, and I'm going to probably botch his last name, Miroshnichenko, something like that. And
That's pretty good.
And
Pretty good.
thanks. I didn't really think about this that much, but as a head coach, you do have to deal with language barriers a lot. How difficult is that when you want to teach your systems and things like that to a young guy who doesn't really speak the language?
Extremely difficult. It makes it really tough because everything is through a translator, and it's especially tough for a young player because they are just trying to get acclimated with the league, the culture, and then you're throwing these X's and O's stuff that they haven't been exposed to in their hockey career. So it is a challenge, but that's where we try to make it as simple as possible for Miro and just have him go play, use his legs, let the work carry you through this. If you make some mistakes within our structure, that's okay. Like, we're going to help you fix those, but just make sure that your work and your puck play and managing the puck, that carries you in these first few games.
So he talked about working with Todd Nelson. Fill us in on who Todd Nelson is and what he's done with Miro, as you called him.
Yeah, so Todd Nelson's the head coach of the Hershey Bears, the AHL team, and that's where Miro started the year playing with our AHL affiliate down in Hershey, and just sort of getting him acclimated with the North American game and the pro game, and being a young player that especially one that is new to the culture, like I said, North America, language. That was the purpose of starting him in the minors, and I assume at some point he'll go back down there and play, but wanted to get him a look in the NHL.
So when we had Locker on yesterday, and I just kind of was panicking the other day when I saw recently, I guess you've been putting Ovi kind of near the crease to set up some of these power plays. I'm like, oh my God, Carb just told me he was going to get all his shots. But you know, what do they do? That's where you put the kid in lacrosse that can't catch. You put him in the crease. Like, why are they putting Ovi in the crease? And then Locker's trying to talk me off the edge and goes, you know, obviously you're trying to pop him out to get some looks and also maybe get some garbage goals, right? He's got great hands. Yeah. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah, and the way that teams defend, sometimes there'll be a player that just stands right next to him.
Right.
In his spot where he scored. So essentially when someone's standing there next to him, he has a 0% chance of getting a shot.
Okay.
So there's no way for us to get him the puck in the teams that pre-scout and play him in that way.
Well, I would think they would have been doing that for 20 years though, right?
Yeah, so where it was different was because of Nick Backstrom and the ability of those four guys and how high of a level they executed at. When teams did that in the past, they and we have been able to make teams pay for that with Oshie, Kuzi, John Carlson up top, and that has been a challenge. And teams have gotten better at defending Ovi, but also being able to, okay, we're going to take him away, but now we're also going to help on Oshie on the bumper. We call him the bumper, where he's in that kind of slot spot. So the teams have gotten better at doing both, of helping over on that quote-unquote Backstrom side, but also eliminating Ovi so he can't touch it over there on his one-timer side.
I get the sense, just from watching from afar, that Ovi, of course he wants to score. He's been a scorer his entire life, but you still see the joy when, like, other people score. Like, he's just as excited as ever. Like, has he shown visible frustration? I'm guessing he probably hasn't even shown that much frustration because the guy just wants to win. Like, that he'll show you, but not if he's not scoring.
100%.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed it at all.
Right.
He wants to score, like you said, no question.
Right.
But when we're scoring on the power play, or we score a big goal to go up.
Like, he raises his hands. He's fired up.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
And even when he doesn't get an assist or he's as fired up as anybody on our bench when he's not on the ice, or if he's on the ice and he doesn't factor in on the goal. He's the
selfless.
First guy into the pile going nuts.
Yeah, no, totally.
Coach Carbery, Willie's been on kind of a heater. 6 goals, 3 assists over the last 10 games.
Yeah, he's playing at a high level and chipping in offensively, not necessarily what you would put at the top of the list of what he brings, item number one. But if he can chip in a little bit offensively, I know that helps, and he wants to be able to do that and has shown that. And he's that's a huge bonus for us for when he's finishing and being productive offensively on the score sheet.
Yeah, I mean, he's your second leading scorer right now. Strome, I think, has 12, and Willie's got 10.
Yeah, he's got 10. He's that's good because we as you guys know, we've been a little bit, especially 5-on-5 scoring deficient, well, power play as well, but that's been a huge help.
So the new kid that you're talking about with the language barrier, will you have him out there tonight against the Islanders? Will he be on Kuzi's line? What can we expect?
Yeah, I think that's probably where he starts, specifically for Kuz to be able to help him with the language, positioning, talk to him before face-offs, on the bench, in between periods, to really help him through the game and be able to communicate with him. And we'll see where it goes. I mean, it's the expectations, like listen, he's a very, very young player. That's really important to the organization's future, and this isn't something where we expect him to come here and carry our team or play a huge role. We just want to get him into the NHL and get him acclimated and see how that looks. And playing him with Kuz, I think will put him in the best position possible to set him up for some success.
All right, so Coach Carbery, I want to ask you a couple of Christmas-type questions. I know... Okay. Because I saw this yesterday, Josh Allen, who's the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, he said he kind of botched things, that when he was young, he spent too much on his offensive line, and that every year he kind of has to top it. But that's kind of a tradition in the NFL that the quarterbacks have to take care of their offensive linemen. And I'm wondering, I don't know this, like, do you have to take care of your coaches? Do you have to get presents for all of your coaches? How does that all work?
So what we do is have a staff get together with families, with their significant others' families at our house, and entertain everybody and do have a fun meal together. And then the support staff is the staff that is important to look after. In my opinion, and so that's the equipment managers.
That's who you guys light trainers. Up,
yeah,
right.
Exactly,
right.
So our guy Brett Leinart gets nothing from you.
He gets a very
nice meal,
very fun evening, and can help himself to anything in my house.
There you go.
Okay, learn something today.
No, but you knew that. You knew that they help.
No, I didn't.
The guys in the locker room.
Well, yeah,
and stuff,
no, I
understand
that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, that got me thinking yesterday with Josh Allen.
I think with coaches it's weird, but maybe some of the defensemen hook the goalie up, or the goalie hooks up someone. You never know. I think it's definitely a football tradition. It may not be a hockey tradition. It's definitely a football tradition.
And I've never thought about it with the coaches, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Hey, this is kind of a cross sport thing, but let's get your opinion. The quarterback for Washington, Sam Howell, has been struggling of late. And there's been debate about, and you did this with Kuzi, there's been debate about giving him a game off. Can a mental reset help a player? You did that with Kuznetsov. Did you find that worked, giving him that game off? You talked about it on this show, the mental reset.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think so. I think he's played well since. We did the same thing with Sonny Milano. I just think sometimes it's a positive thing. In those two cases, in my opinion, judging by their play after, I felt like it was
helpful.
Yeah, I really do. I think it was, and I bet you both of them, if you spoke to them, would say, no, that had nothing to do with me playing better, which is fine. But there is a part of using part of it is the mental reset and coming out and watching a game like you guys are talking about, Howell or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then also there's a piece of it that is the accountability piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
It is like, listen, that this is you playing is not just you're not entitled to it. Like, you have to perform and you have to play at a high level, and you need to do the things that we're asking you to do to help us win hockey games or football games. And so when you don't do that, this isn't like just keep rolling you out there and okay, we'll just try again. No, there's playing time is at a premium, and I think that is a small portion of it where it really gets players' attention to go like, oh, I got to play at a high level. I got to be mentally engaged. Physically, I got to be at my best, or else I'm not going to be playing the sport.
Do you think as a coach, with a lot of the attributes and principles you use, you could be successful coaching in a different sport?
Oh, I think about that all the time. I think that's such a cool, and I'm a huge football. I love watching NFL. I love the sport. I follow it. I love the coaching nuances of it. So I love watching, like, whether it's Hard Knocks or some of the stuff where they've got the behind the scenes of how they do meetings, how they structure their day, all that different stuff. I do and I don't. I think, like, at the core of coaching, it's getting through to players, people, and communicating messages clearly and effectively. And so, like, that's at the core of coaching in any sport for me. The nuances of the X's and O's, like that,
right?
I feel like it's years of, I'm just thinking NFL. Like, that's years of scheming and, okay, when they play a 3-4, we do this. This is a play that works against, like, that would, I'm assuming, take years of experience, especially at that level.
Or you could be like Coach Rivera and hire an OC and just delegate it all to him, and hire a DC and delegate it all to him, and you're just the head guy.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
All right, Coach. Always fun talking to you. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays.
That's awesome. Merry Christmas to you guys, too. Cheers.
And good luck against the Islanders tonight.
Of course. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, guys.